Grayson here. If you clicked on this video, you want to beat the French. I'm going to show you as fast as I can. I did burn my mouth, so please excuse my pronunciation. E4, E6 is the French defense. You're going to play knight F3, which is a knight variation. They're going to play D5. You're going to play D3. There are two decline variations from here, but you're going to want D takes E4. You're going to play knight G5, D takes, and E takes D3, bishop here. Right, this is the main setup. We're going to go back real quick, and we're going to explore those decline variations. The decline variations that I've seen are knight F6, in which you just lock up the center, and you'll be able to very quickly just develop an attack against them. Just very, very easily, very quickly. And then there's also C5 as a decline. Right, in C5, you're just going to take, and you'll just have the greatest IQP for white ever. Right, even here, it's just incredibly hard to defend this pawn for black. There is one last little hiccup there, which is if they play here, which is the push variation, in which you're just going to undermine his pawns, because he can't take, he'll lose his rook. Right? But that's all for the decline variations. We're going to go over to the main accepted. We are going to go real quick over this, which you're just going to play, right, like this, and then this just turns into the Astrocat, right? It just gets there. If he does go to kick your knight, you just take the pawn back, obviously, and then fianchetto the bishop, right? If here he plays h6, you take the pawn, and then fianchetto your bishop. But the main line here is this. Now, here the most common move is knight f6. This is what you want. You're going to castle. And if your opponent plays bishop here, you cry, but you're fine. You're going to develop your knight, right? They'll castle. You'll play knight here. If they take, you take. And then you'll bring your queen here at some point, right? They'll more than likely develop. You'll bring your queen here. And unless they play some sort of pawn move to protect, right? This also works. This is very good. But it's still a very hard position, right? It's a very hard position for black to defend. But what's more common, and this is what's more fun too, is h6. In h6, you sacrifice your knight on f7. Now, you might say, but this doesn't win the queen, because the king can go here, and that's true. Our goal isn't necessarily to win the queen, right? If they do take the bishop, or go here, you just take the queen. But here, in this position, you go queen e2. Most common move is knight here. Right, most common move in this position is knight c6. You're going to play rook d1. Now, most common move here is bishop d7. You're going to play b4. Now, we are on move 11. This is all theory. What do you think the point of b4 is? Right, that's just a straight pawn sack. Right? But the thing is if they take it, you come here, and this is a free knight. They cannot defend this knight. Right, as you see, the best move is queen to d5, or, d8, b8. But, more than likely, they're going to retreat their knight to save it. Checkmate in 1. Right? It is a 12-move checkmate, where you're just, all their pieces are there, and yet none of them are protecting the king. Very deadly, very, very nasty line. So yeah, right, and if they play it right, if here, this, still just checkmate. Still just checkmate. Right, so I don't know why they would play that. But, now here's something. You might say, you might have seen this and gone, well, what if they come here? Checkmate in 3, because it opened up the file for this bishop to give this check, right? So then here, and here, if you really want to be fun, you sack the queen! Checkmate. Right, so now you're down a full queen and it's still mate, which I think is funny. But that is that, right? That is that line, right? And if they don't take, you're still just strongly attacking them. They're going to have a hard time. This bishop, rook, and rook are useless, and this queen's also basically useless. They have to just make pawn moves. It's going to be hard for them. That is the main line. Now, here. I don't know if I've shown this. I don't think I have. E7, yeah, I haven't. E7, you play knight E4, right? If they play F5, whoops, F5, you go knight back, right? Takes, check, here, take, take, take. Very boring, but you're winning. You have strong bishops. You'll be able to win this. At least draw it. But what's more common is also this, but I think you guys have seen in the same idea. Have I shown this off? I don't know if I have, right? It's the same idea, basically, of take, threaten, and then, right, if they play this, queen here, and you're still threatening the same. It's the same idea for me. You're strong attacking. Don't forget to castle at some point, but you're very strong. And now the last thing I'm going to show is here, in this position, and this has happened multiple times, h6. h6 is a god-awful move, and it is a, you look at here over the analysis, it doesn't say that's completely losing, but it is. Because after queen h5, unless white or black defend like a frickin' computer, they're gonna have a hard time, right? Unless they defend like Magnus, you've won. Right, the most common move I've seen is queen f6. This has happened to me in multiple games in which I just take this pawn and the game's over right here on the spot. Right, I've had people just... I've had someone play this, which was equally hilarious. They then played like this, and they just lost. Right, they lost overwhelmingly, but it's just an incredibly hard position to defend. Their best move is actually here, right, and it's just being down a queen. But that is more or less the gist, right? If they play queen here, you still sack here. And if they play knight here, it's check. Here, take this bishop. So that if they take your queen, you take theirs. And it's all la-di-da-di-da. Right. You're doing fine. You can, hell yeah, you bring a threat here. You're fine. Right, and that is their best defense. Not very commonly played, though. If they take the knight, obviously, in this position, you just take the rook. And I have had this happen in a 1700 rated game. I'm 2000 now, but in a 1700 rated game, I had someone play knight f6 and just hang checkmate in one. Like, basically Scholar's Mate. So, yeah. That is the Astrocat Gambit. If you want more personalized lessons on it, I will do them on live stream if you guys want to stop by at twitch.tv/GraysonRich. Thank you for watching, and I hope you destroy the French.